Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's me, your girl Babs B, and this is Babs B TV. And of course, today we are reviewing Loving Hip Hop New York, Season 2, Episode 7. These are the breaks. So it opens up with Yandy. She's meeting up with Erica to basically find out what was Erica thinking when she decided to pop off on Cambella like that. And Yandy's just trying to get down to the bottom of it, trying to figure out, okay, if there's something I missed, is do y'all really know each other? And Erica basically was like, no, I don't know this girl personally, but starts talking about the whole model thing and the video girls and this and that. And she was like, I just don't understand where it went left. And I'm looking like, you sat here and called the girl modeling soft porn. First of all, that's where we went wrong first. First of all, that's where we first went wrong when you did that. Two, you started talking about her family life with her man. I don't know if Jewels do stuff on the side around Cambella. That's none of our business until they put it on the show and make it our business. I ain't never seen it in the blogs. So you were just talking reckless out the side of your mouth. You don't know this girl. You don't know nothing that girl do. And you trying to sit here and say that you understand why that girl threw a fucking drink at you. You know why. So Yandy just had to break it down. Was like, you understand that you're not my friend. And she was like, I brought you as a potential client. And because of your actions, I don't know if I can represent you because of the fact, like, I don't know who I'm going to get. You come off real polished in real life, standing in front of me, but your ass is ugly on the inside, and I can't deal with that. Chrissy and Mama Jones sit down, and Chrissy talks about her issues with Yandy. And I'm like, Chrissy, I just don't understand why you have a problem with Yandy, because you seem to have started that issue. Two, you do not have to deal with Yandy. You don't have to be nowhere Yandy's at. You don't have to deal with her. So why do it fucking matter? But anyway, it's a reality show. We have to keep the show going. We have to have some type of drama, and that is your drama of the week. It's Yandy. Which is so fucking old, because I'm looking like, I thought we just squashed this shit last episode or the episode before that. I thought we all just made up. Like, we're cool, but we're not cool, basically. So she tells her Mama Jones about the mother-in-law book. And Mama Jones was like, Yandy my girl, but yeah, she did kind of overstep her boundaries. You mixing business and personal, and you're not supposed to do that. And she was like, she'll talk to her. So then Chrissy starts talking about her relationship with Jim, and she don't know how much longer she can wait on Jim to marry her. And Mama Jones is like, you should have to give him some time. Like, some things you just have to wait for. But of course, I don't know how much longer a girl is supposed to wait if y'all done been together for 9 years. Like, I feel like, don't get me wrong, because I ain't married, and I ain't got no man. But I'm just feeling like 9 years is a long time to not know if you really want to marry somebody. Like, I feel like in a year's time, you figure out that real person, what takes them off, what sets them off and everything. By year 2, y'all, are really going through maybe like some of the other issues that might come up in a relationship. And by year 3, if we're not living together, we should be. And we should be talking about marriage. At least that's how I want my timeline to go. But we don't know. I could be damn Chrissy by next year. Fuck, I don't know. Like, I hope that. I pray that. I don't know if I could do it for that long. And, want to have to deal with that. Because I know I want to be married. And I want to have more kids. And I'm not having no more kids until I'm married. If the Lord is willing. If it's in God's plan. But my plan tells me that Patch is going to make a way. But I don't understand how much longer do they want this woman to wait. It's 9 years, and now this 2011, it's 2021, we 10 years later, and the lady still ain't got no damn marriage. That don't make no sense. Like, whatever. Anywho, moving on. Tierra and Cambella meets up, And Tierra was just trying to figure out what it is because she's like, the Cambella I met at the little party, the Cambella I was sitting with is not the same Cambella that I saw throw that drink at that girl. And basically, Cam was like, the girl really took her there talking about her fucking family. And I don't understand why everybody, this just made me feel like everybody just don't want to like Cambella. Like, Tierra, you went there with the intentions to figure out about Cambella, but then you kind of still went on the level of the rest of them. Because I'm looking like, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Do you sit there and let somebody talk about you to that extent, call you basically a slut in so many damn words, a free hoe, because you're not even a hoe because a hoe would have got paid, a free hoe. I don't know you, and you're sitting here speaking on my life. Like, cut the bullshit. Y'all all would have fought her. So I just don't understand why y'all kept sitting here. Oh, it wasn't justified. It wasn't justified. Yes, the fuck it was. It was justified when she set her ass down and started popping off all that shit. Like, girl, leave me the fuck alone. And Cambella was like, I know I probably should have walked away, but she just hit too low below the belt, and I'm just not with it. Chrissy, Olivia, Tierra, and Emily, they're out for lunch. And Tierra catches everybody up on this whole Cambella and Erica thing. And Chris was like, oh, I see what pushes your butt is. Now you understand why I beat your ass about what you did to Emily. Sort of, kind of. It's kind of the same, but not really. And she was just like, everybody, it's like, oh, that was your karma. That's your karma for what you did to Emily. I don't feel like that's her karma for what she did to Emily. Because, one, I don't feel like you can have karma for something that you did not know. Y'all gonna stop playing. We did not know about Emily and Jewel until this fucking show came out. So we're gonna cut that shit out. I did not know. And Erica don't know Kim. You just talking out the side of your fucking neck, being rude as shit. So yeah, like I said, I feel like they just don't want to like Kim, and that's fine. Just don't like her. So Yandy meets up with Rich to talk about Erica because Yandy already decided that I'm not gonna be managing this girl. This girl is nuts. So she meets up with Rich, and Rich was like, "Well, what's up with the girl?" Because Yandy keeps trying to skate around the fact that the girl is a little hothead. And so she was like, well, you know, some things happen and transpire, and I just can't do it. But I don't feel like she shouldn't get managed, so that's why I'm bringing her to you. I don't know if there's talent there, but maybe it's something you can make some money off of. So Rich is like kind of contemplating it, and he was like, okay, well, set up something with me with the girl, and we'll see what I could do. If I see any potential, then I'll sign her. Chrissy and Jim is in the bed, and Chrissy is basically unloading her troubles to Jim. And she's just like, I'm tired of having to handle everything, and you not helping. And he was like, well, what's the problem now? And so, of course, we bring up Yandy. And of course, Jim looking like, here this shit go. And she's like, it's everything with her. She's disrespectful. She do this, she do that. And you don't do anything about it. And Jim's like, you want me to jump in personal stuff. And when you said something the first time, I did something. But I'm not about to do something every time with you and this girl. I feel like what Jim should have told her is, Yandy might not be the best individual as a person, but as my manager, she does her job. She does exactly what I need, which is manage my career so I could continuously make money. She does that. She does that well. So the problem between you and her is no problem, because at the end of the day, when I leave, when she clock out from me, I clock out from her. You don't even have to talk to her. So why is it that Jimmy has to take a side? Until Yandy is fucking up on her end of the job, I feel just like how Jim feels. I'm not about to get involved with that bullshit. So then she starts talking about the outerwear line and her feeling like it's just another thing that he just don't want to deal with her. She said, if your partner does not want to deal with me, then why can't you give me a cut of your cut? And I was like, that's true. Why can't she just get a cut of your cut? Or you tell her, hey, we sell X amount, whatever, I'm gonna pay you this amount. Like you get this amount of the sales of the thing. I don't understand. But it's just another thing of Jim not wanting to fully commit to Chrissy in the right way. And so she was like, she just want him to be more supportive and more present in their relationship. And at this point, she wants to take a break, which is, I want to break up for a while. We need to break up for a minute. And Jimmy, of course, gets in his feelings, gets up and walk away. Kim pulled up to Yandy's house to talk to Yandy about the fight and why did she bring Erica. And Yandy was like, I never knew it was going to pop off like that. I really didn't know it was that much of an issue that it would even pop like that. And she was like, but I'm just trying to figure out what made you just go off like that on that girl. And Cambella starts opening up about her life as a child and how her dad always cheated on her mom. He have children outside of their marriage. The mama always stayed, and she was just like, I never wanted to be like my mother. So for you to sit there and say, oh, your man do this, your man do that, that really, took me back to my childhood, because I'm not going to let no man do me like my father did my mother. And Yandy starts to talk about her father, because, we're all indulging. So she starts talking about her father and how her father was on drugs and that she has a hard time letting a man lead the relationship because she never saw that. She always saw her mom have to lead the household, so she don't know how to relinquish the power to a man. And I totally understand where Yandy's coming from. That's something I deal with in relationships, because the one relationship I did let a man lead, it was fucking wrong. Which, ladies, you have to have discernment. Don't let everybody lead your life. You need to have somebody who can drive the boat more than just pour liquor in your damn mouth. Though somebody who can lead you to a destination. And when I thought where I found somebody like that, I had a hard time, because at the end of the day, my mind is jaded from the fact that, okay, all I see is in my family, not a lot of women are married. And all these women are boss ass women. Like, they are educated, they have good jobs, they have houses, they have cars, they have everything. They just don't have a man in the picture like that. So I don't have good examples of marriage in my life. And then when I did try to relinquish some type of leadership into a man, it was the wrong fucking man. So my mind is very jaded when it comes to letting a man lead my relationship or my life. And I'm just like, oh, no. I'm going to let you, feel like you're leading. But in the background, I'm like, okay, let me do this. Let me do this. Let me fix this. Let me fix that. So I can totally understand where Yandy is coming from. So Yandy and Rich, they end up meeting with Erica down at one of her little photo shoots. And she decides that she's going to see, but she did warn us that she is no Chrissy Aguilera, and Jesus, no the fuck you're not. You are not even Sierra. Who is somebody else who's like just mediocre vocals? That's the only one I could think of right now. Sierra. And probably all these other new age girls that, you listen to a little Diddy Bop of theirs, but you really like, they can't stand up to, like a Mary J. Blige, a Beyonce, a Mariah Carey. They can't stand near them. But, they could give us a little melody. So she starts to sing, and Rich is looking like, whew, well, at least she's pretty. But the singing was not that bad, but it was not good. She definitely needs a lot of vocal training. And nothing that a good little bop, good little single can't help. Because we know you can have like a little hit on the radio without no vocals. You can do that. So what he said, we can work with it. We can work with it. Yandy meet with Mama Jones because of the whole Chrissy thing. She got a call from Mama Jones, and Mama Jones was like she really was tall because she didn't appreciate the whole thing with Chrissy. So that pisses Yandy off. So she goes to meet her, and she's like explaining to her like when I gave her the book, it was not to be malicious. It was actually a guide to help her because I understand that the relationship between you two were not good. And Mama Jones just was like, you there was just a no. You don't give out books like that, no, because y'all not friends. And that was missing business with personal. And I was like, all of a sudden now we worry about me mixing business with personal. Y'all been doing that when y'all call each other brothers and sisters. You look at Mama Jones as a mother figure. You and Chrissy have been talking to each other as friends all these years, and now we worry about business and personal. I think the business personal will cross when you feel like y'all keep talking, oh, that's your brother, or that's your sister. Like, no, that's my client. I'm his manager, and this is the same reason why we say you don't work with family. Don't mean you make a pretend family either. So I was like, okay. So Yandy at this point is feeling like, okay, she's basically the odd man out of the group, and it's about time that she go ahead and put her 2 weeks notice in. Emily, Olivia, and Chrissy are hanging out, and Chrissy is just talking about her problems with Jim and how her relationship is going. She feel like she's the only one engaged in this relationship, and she's tired, and she don't know how much longer she could do this, and she just needs a break. She needs a getaway. So Olivia, who is having a performance down in Miami, was like, okay, well, why don't y'all all come down to Miami with me and we can have a little girls trip? It ain't nothing but a weekend. Let's all have a little girls trip. And Emily was hesitant, but she was like, okay, I'll come because Tierra is also having something down in Miami. And we all know that Emily styles Tierra. So it's a go. We all going to Miami. Yandy goes to Cam's house because she needs to talk to Jewels because Jewels is somebody who's in the mix but not in the mix, and she feels like she can get the most unbiased advice from him. And she basically spills out to Jewels everything that's going on, and she's talking about how the relationship between Chrissy and her falling out is now affecting her work relationship with Jim because now he don't answer her phone calls after a certain hour. Like if he's home, he's not going to answer the phone. She can't pick him up from certain places. He can't pick her up. She can't drop the money off to him. They gotta meet. It's just too much. Too much for nothing. Like, Jim, I understand that's your girl. I understand that. But at the end of the day, y'all have a business relationship, and maybe you should tell Yandy at this point we can only have a business relationship because of the fact that you and my girlfriend don't get along. So we're gonna have a business relationship, meaning you only call me for business, not for nothing else, not for personal, not nothing. If it don't pertain business, we don't need to talk to each other. And you just have to tell Chrissy, she gotta pick me up to take me to the airport. She's gonna pick me up from right here. Okay, she's not coming to the house. She's not speaking to you. Nothing. She's gonna honk the horn. I'm gonna come outside. She's gonna text, say, "Hey, I'm outside." I'm gonna walk outside, and but she could take me to wherever she needs to do. I just don't understand why it's so hard. So Jewels was like, he just feels like all three of them need to sit down because all this back and forth, this middleman thing, is just not gonna work. They need to all sit down and just talk it out. And Yenny was like, she don't think that it's gonna be able to work because she was like, it's not, everybody's not level headed. It's them against her, and that's how she felt. And so she was like, I feel like I just need to walk away. And Joel's like, well, do you want to walk away? And Yandy really have to think on that. So the next thing we have is Yandy getting into the car, and she writes Jim basically this email, basically putting her, telling him that she quit, and the rundown of why she's quitting because of the whole thing with Chrissy. And she's very upset because I can understand if you work with somebody for so long and y'all did get such a close relationship, it hurts to have to step away from it, but it's for the best. It's not going to work out. Jim needs to find other representation. Period. Yandy, Tierra, Olivia, and Emily is down in Miami. And unfortunately, Miami, it's funny. I have on the Miami shirt. I didn't even know. But They're down in Miami, and the weather is horrible. Chrissy feels like the weather looks just like how she feels. I was like, don't that suck? Like, when you trying to get your mind off of some shit going on in your life, and you go do this because you feel like it's gonna be fun, and when you get there, the shit is a bomb. That just makes it even worse. So they're all at dinner, and she's just talking to the girls, and she was like, she really needs this break, but the break scares her because she's alone in her hotel room. She's waking up by herself. She's not having him around, and she's like, I'm comfortable with it, and I might not be okay with it, in the next week. I don't want to do this forever, but it scares me that I'm okay at this moment with him not being here. And it's the stages of breakup. It's the stages of breakup. Her stages is just a little warped because you break up, you're so upset. You want the closure. You need this. You want to go back. Then you start to, like, as the time go on and the layers start peeling off and time that went by, you start to feel like, okay, I got this. I could do this. Every once in a while you might cry over the relationship, but you start to basically live without that person. And so Tierra's like, well, if you don't want to leave, how long are you willing to wait? And she was like, I don't know until I get tired, which apparently you never got damn tired because you still there and y'all not married. But anywho, she was like, I don't know. And I'm looking like, when will you be tired? Because it's already 9 years. You already proposed to this man. He said yes, but there is no plans until y'all get married. You don't have a ring. So how much longer do you wait? When do you get tired? Somebody let me know. Like, I am not made to feel like some of these women. Like, it's only so much I can take before I just be like, I'm over this shit. Like, I don't know if it's because of young age. I don't know if it's the lack of having to really be out in the world. But I'm just like, I can't do it. So while they're talking, Jim pull up and he tap her. I need to talk to you. So she looking crazy, just like everybody else looking crazy. So he pulls her off to another room. It looks like in the restaurant or whatever. And she was like, well, what's the deal? Why are you here? This and that, blah, blah. He said, I tell you why I'm here. I tell you why I'm so crazy. So he pulls out a box and it's a red ring in it. And he was like, do you want to marry me? Like, not will you marry me? Not down on one knee, not nothing. Like, maybe I'm just old school. Maybe I just want a man to get on his knees, pull the ring out and say, Tammy, would you marry me? And I'm gonna be like, yeah. But, it's not working out like that for these girls on these reality shows. But of course, Jim, I don't even know why you asked that damn question. Of course, Chrissy said yes, and that's how the show ended. Alright, guys, so that's the end of the review. As you always know, I'm going to tell you to like, comment, and subscribe. Share if you damn care. And until next time, bye.